Okay, so tell us a little bit about your daughter, her age, and why you guys decided to bring her here.
Okay, Callan is 10 years old, and we decided to bring her here because she was experiencing a lot of anxiety and stress over homework, deadlines, life in general, and it was creating a lot of stress in our household.
And
Ditto.
ditto. Good.
Ditto.
Good.
No, she definitely was feeling left out at school and felt she was being sort of falling behind what the other kids were doing. So I actually saw commercials for LearningRx and some print work, and so I was curious about it before Melissa bumped into someone and talked to them about it. So I was a little bit ahead of the game, but I love that she's here.
So it made sense to you.
It made perfect sense for her situation.
And so what was her, so you decided to sign her up. She enrolled. She was in a 12-week program,
Right.
a think program. Specifically what were the skill areas that we were targeting for her?
Concentration.
Yeah.
And what else? Because when we first met, we mentioned a number of things.
Definitely math was an issue for
Right.
her.
Okay.
But also kind of processing, I learned that term.
Yeah.
That she had a hard time absorbing information and in keeping it and understanding it. Oftentimes she was in her own zone and world, very creative and imaginative, but not always useful when you want her to A, get something done, or B, complete homework. And math was definitely a fling herself on the floor before she even got to the instructions experience for us.
And so when you told her she was going to be going to LearningRx for 12 weeks,
I think it was a bit daunting, and I don't think she was interested. Plus, at the same time, she was doing Taekwondo. We've since not added all that, and her being able to focus on this was really helpful.
Okay.
And I think the incentives that you guys give her, the blocks and the small gifts and the things, it's helpful at that age because they're working towards something. They don't necessarily know immediately the benefits that we can see.
Sure.
At the end, I think they do.
And so how did she like her training experience, her trainer?
Her first day, all she could talk about on the way home was, I can't wait till tomorrow morning. I can't wait till tomorrow morning. I don't know if I can sleep tonight. I can't wait to come back. And I thought, wow, man, they are on to something if this is that fun. And within about 2 weeks, she was saying, ugh, this is really hard. Ugh, I don't want to do that. I don't know, why do I have to do this? And we went through a stretch of time just as we were warned we would. Sounds like most kids do that. And
we call it hitting the wall.
Yeah.
They're going to hit the wall.
Yep.
Yeah. And she had to be coached through it. And I would try to come up with all the reasons that we had enrolled her in LearningRx and remind her of how she was challenged by certain issues with friends, with falling behind, doing work slowly in school so she wouldn't complete projects when everyone else had. And that had become a social issue for her as well.
Sure.
And so bringing that back to her attention and telling her, you know, I know you've been improving even in this short time. So if you can just stick with it, you will see bigger gains in your life in general.
That's so critical that at home they get support, because we do a lot motivate them here and to incent them here, but hearing, you know, that the parents are really supporting it, it makes the job easier.
Even her teacher, her main, well, she has two teachers, but John mentioned that she's much more eager to share, much more eager to raise her hand before not wanting to be seen or heard because she wasn't sure of the answer, and just diving in and being part of the classroom. So it was really helpful.
So in the academic setting, she's seeing improvements. Her self-confidence is improving.
And that's the feedback we've gotten from the teacher, and I think she feels more confident to just be able to say, I know the answer. you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's great.
Well,
and
how
that
about
was actually during the program. She
Right.
hadn't even completed it yet
Right.
when we started seeing some pretty dramatic results, I would say.
Yeah. So in that home life, you said the throwing down on the floor, the fits. So what's the home life like? Is it home life like better?
Oh, much better. I mean,
Well, school is out.
Yes.
So it's a little tricky. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but during school
Right.
and during the program, I
Right.
started noticing. Wait a minute, we haven't had a tantrum in weeks.
Yeah.
And I mean, she would literally come home and instantly go to the table, bring out her math book, and just start working on it. Whereas before she started
Avoiding
LearningRx,
and
oh my God! I mean, literally would
excuses
throw herself on
and
the floor.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't even try to read the instructions. It was just too overwhelming. And she was getting homework done at school before she even came home.
Yeah.
And I imagine they saw progress in that as well.
So any other families that are considering this, you have any advice for them?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a wonderful program, and the benefits for the family, even the home life and the school life, the academic life, are immeasurable. I mean, I've seen a huge difference. So yes,
that's great.
Find out information about it and dive in.
Well, we're gonna miss you guys. Thank you.
You might have to come back.
Yeah.
I know.